Just trying to work out these rotations and matchups in the midfield, Richo, and focusing a lot on whether Collingwood would go lockdown. And you think at the moment maybe Dale Thomas is doing a job?
Well, he was running around with Daniel Kerr, but now side bottom has the matchup. I think there's only one real hard matchup in the middle at the moment. That's Selwood.
They're having real difficulty, Collingwood, at the moment, penetrating with depths into their forward line. Now, Butler around the corner, got it off to Shuey, let it rip from 50, high ball. Darling's got the sit here. Was he interfered with by Shaw? He was.
Contact first. Isn't that in the back if he pushes me?
You're not eyes on the footy.
What do you mean? I backed into him, so clearly my eyes were forward. That's it, Mark's there.
We heard he's sure arguing his case there, and he's saying it wasn't front on contact. I backed into him, my eyes were forward. What the umpire's played is blocking his run, Richo, which you can probably see.
What Shorey was saying there is what he actually was trying to do. He did try and turn around and back in, but...
Darling for the first goal of the game at the 7-minute mark of the first quarter at the Punt Road end. The Eagles are away. Spectacular night in Melbourne. Here at the MCG, hardly a breath of wind. Great conditions for footy. Doesn't appear to be that dewy. It's very cool outside, I might add. Cox this time. What a tap to Scott Selwood. Ripped it out of the middle. West Coast going forward many, many times already. O'Brien. Tarrant couldn't handle the ball. An opportunity here for McGinnity. Turns around. Fronts the goal. Eagles have got 2 in a row.
Got involved with the clearance, had the ability to put it inside forward 50, just couldn't hit the target, but Butler may well have to come around and man Didak up if he does that again.
How are you seeing this early stoppage work, Lingy?
Terrific grab there by Cracker. I'll let you have this one, BT, as this goes forward.
Okay, we'll come back to you in just a moment. Here goes Cracker to Cloak. Cloak with the hands out front, couldn't hold it. Butler, spinning ball, just got the handball away. Lynch was real fast with the hands as well to Shuey, but lots of Collingwood numbers around. Johnson picks it up from 50. A vacant goal square. Getting back first will be Hearn. Pursued by Goldsack. Silly to keep it alive. Swan had a kick out of the air and missed it. Picked up by Goldsack. Played at Cracker. Cracker on the right. Brings it back on the left. Boy, was that silly play.
Andy Cracker.
They paid the goal immediately. Now, interested to see if that's gone over the line.
Oh,
and
Miles
it clearly has.
Now, hang on. The
umpires are having a look at it.
The umpires have gone upstairs. Now, you're telling me that the umpires' advisors don't communicate with umpires. You've got to be kidding, because there's no doubt. Now, was all of the ball over the line?
Well, I don't think you can conclusively say it was. It's a piece
of paper in it, isn't it?
Inconclusive, I reckon.
The nearest boundary said the whole ball didn't cross the line.
From that angle, you can't see, but it looks it's across the line, doesn't it?
Well, the fascinating thing, we're all sitting up here going,
well, we don't know.
Go to the replay. And the umpires chose not to initially.
Okay, let's see what happens here. The umpires have set themselves up.
Darren said as the nearest boundary, the whole ball didn't cross the line, is his view.
That's all the vision. Vision, conclusive, ball crossed the line, take it back please and player behind.
Oh, don't know about that.
Oh, wow, I can't believe that. Because the only angles you're seeing are the ones that go to air. And so we couldn't see that conclusively over the line. The video review umpire up there, he's saying unless he has seen an angle that we haven't seen.
You have to conclusively be able to say 100% that it crossed the line, and it may well have, but I don't know if you can say it was conclusive.
That is correct, Dars. They only see what we see on the replays.
Well, on
impressive. Kick goes forward again. Kennedy and Shaw. And now Thomas with a high ball. Standing under that is Beams.
Just had a couple of shaky moments back there, Chris Tarrant, so far. A little fumble and then a poor decision, that last handball.
Cloak put Pendlebury under the pump. Did he make any contact? The umpire said it doesn't matter. Now Gaff charges forward with the ball. Long into the pocket. Hill did well. Really well.
To really get a nice early margin in this game.
To make it a 3-goal start for the Eagles. 14-minute mark of the first quarter. Hill with a real difficult shot. I think he's nailed it. He has. He likes it. Josh Hill has kicked the goal. Third in a row for the West Coast Eagles.
And that is a massive play. BT overruled. And we've got a big controversy here in this elimination semi-final.
Both umpires had a very good look there. Very controversial start. Side bottom getting a bit of it early. They look rather jittery with their disposal at the moment, the Pies. Now Gaff will send it long and deep. Nat Nui and Brown. He flies for the ball. Kennedy goes hard at it. McGinnity was there as well. Selwyn to McGinnity. Off to Kerr. Round the corner. Got for the West Coast Eagles.
2010 when they won the premiership, and last year at parts this year, their forward pressure, keeping the ball in their forward half of the ground, they took that to a whole new level. They need to just trap West Coast in this part of the ground.
Swan bursting out, Didak. Dawes trying to keep it rolling in the Didak direction. Marston, a bit of a no-look handball. Ends with Harry O'Brien. He gets a really good look. Off a step, I think he's got it, he has. Collingwood get there first at the 21-minute mark. Harry O'Brien's third goal for the season.
Yeah, it was great work by Harry O'Brien. They forced the turnover, then they got the ball in, forced a stoppage, and it was great to see the defenders. It's not your job as a ruckman, Darsh. You always get down to try and a long shot at goal.
And you can get lazy sometimes. You think, well, Cloak's going to make the distance. Good chance to have a breather. Dean Cox never does, and that's why he's been one of the great players of the
last 5 minutes has been played at the Collingwood end. Blair goes sideways with a kick, able to pick it up to Brown. He's a left-footer. Johnson gets onto that left foot now. Left foot high to the top of the square. Dawes was being held perhaps, and Pendlebury has taken the mark.
And it gives Pendlebury a chance to come across the front and mark the footy.
Directly in front to get it back to a 10-point ball game. Pendlebury, just nice and easy, kicks the goal for Collingwood.
Chris Dawes, the point that Richo made before is an accurate one. He's got to make sure Darren Glass has enough interest and feels as though he's dangerous enough not to sag off and take uncontested marks.
Shuey, Reid, done really well, but Kennedy keeps his feet. Gee, Embley almost caught one high there. O'Brien under enormous Lynch pressure. Got it away to Pendlebury. They were right on him. Didak for about the fourth time spins out of trouble. Shuey with a double spin. A bounce. He can tuck the ball under the arm from 55 metres out. Shuey with a long ball. Touched on the line. Free kick will be paid. It'll go the way of West Coast.
I reckon...
Big one. Got the sail come out in front, mate. Got the sail out the front. Look on the reverse and you're...
Don't you love it how the defenders always played their case, but I think that was a clear jumper hold there.
Cox to extend the margin against the flow. Gets it. Eagles by 15.
Did it well though, Coxie, didn't he? Pushed his weight back into Nathan Brown, and as often can happen when you're one-on-one on the gold line on an opponent that's bigger than you, you panic a little bit and just didn't need to grab at the jumper there, but tough situation to be in on a man of his size.
It's the little things in finals, Rich Hoser. Tyson Goldsack directly in front, lines up, he hits the post. That one really should have been rushed through. He just grabs a bit of the jumper. And the crowd are watching the replay. They're not happy, but a little jumper hold, they're always going to pay them.
Jumper hold definitely there. The wrist.
Willingham's kick missed the mark. They were out. If he had hit the target, Jolly was presenting in space, and a skill error has resulted in a turnover.
Nat Nui, front centre by Beams, finds Didak, who's been incredibly lively in this first quarter, around the corner with a good kick to Jolly.
This is what I love about him.
He's getting involved.
Turning sharply too, isn't he?
And he's occupied Hearn on those last few inside 50s, and he's the man they have to drag up, Shannon Hearn.
Jolly with a big kick. Half a minute remaining. Kick on the way, looks good. Collingwood peg another one back.
He's a good player, Darren Jolly. In fact, he's better than a good player. He's been sensational for Collingwood. Premiership player with Sydney.
McKenzie appealing for the hold of the jumper. Tried to do it in secret without Travis Cloak knowing.
Got away with one. They'll be really enjoying this Collingwood. Repeat inside 50s and time spent in the forward half of the ground, just grinding them down.
Swan it too high here. He has. Going down, hit him high.
G did this well at the stoppage. He pushed Pritis in, who's one of the best clearance players in the AFL. He pushed him right in under the ball, won the clearance, drew the free kick.
Probably a trip before the high contact anyway. So Swan this time from just 25 metres out directly in front to make it a 3-point ball game. There is the situation. He makes no mistake, and Collingwood have recovered. Bellingham couldn't control it. Kerr made Reid really earn it. Good handball intercepted by Johnson. Dawes just mongrels the ball forward. Cracker lurking dangerously. McGinnity did really well. Now here comes Cox at the ball. Got Tarrant starting to close now. Cox did really well to Kennedy. Shovels off the handball to McGinnity. McGinnity gets a look at an open goal square. Hill will get back and take the mark and kick a certain goal. Gee, I thought he would have played for all. Hill to kick the goal for West Coast, and they lead by 11.
Well, they soaked up a lot of pressure because there's numbers back, making it hard on him.
So here we go with the second half. Sudden death, winner to play Sydney next Friday night. Scott Selwood to Gaff. Gaff really wide with that ball. West Coast got some numbers here, although Brown used the body well. O'Brien was able to pick it up, take it away, and gee, how can that be 15?
Now that's a better ball. The one we've been speaking about in the first half, it just breaks the whole game open.
Swan to Fasolo, good overhead.
Gee, he's got good hands for a small to medium forward for Solo.
I reckon he can kick this.
He has.
He's got the fat side open.
Thomas is there on that fat side. Richo, you nailed it. You picked it. From 35 metres out, he's a right to left worker of the ball. In he comes. Kick on the way. Collingwood fans like it.
To be bold enough to win a semi-final, when you see an option in the middle of the ground, take a risk and we'll kick more goals.
Only led in the first minute of the game. Other than that, Collingwood have been behind. Pendlebury out of the middle with some wizardry work. Goes short for Solo on the hands. This time couldn't get hold of it. Goldsack. Knockout to Thomas. Thomas around the corner, kicks the goal. Collingwood are in front. Thomas has kicked his second in a row.
And it came on the back of a clearance. Darren Jolie, listen to the crowd. Get involved here at the MCG. The Collingwood Army come to life. Darren Jolie's been sensational, competed superbly. How about Pendlebury? We just spoke about his ability in traffic to carve his way through. And I love the contest that was created there by Goldsack. And Dale Thomas, as I said, didn't kick the goal for 5 weeks. He's got 2 in 10 seconds.
Yeah, and you'll see it here. You'll see Dale Thomas and his direct opponent, Embley, top of the screen there, coming from the wing. Just better work rate from Daisy Thomas. Got down there, created something out of nothing. But that was a goal from work rate.
You see Brennan going down the race as well. Cox with a kick from 50. In he comes. Beautiful stroke just off to the right-hand side. Kennedy flies, and Darling's taken an uncontested mark.
I think a free kick's going the other way, is it? No, so the mark's going to stand. The umpire signalled the wrong way.
5 metres. 5 metres. Rightio. Out here.
So Darling's got it now.
What will he do, BT? Across.
Run around on the right, on the left, won't he? Darling gets close to goal here. I think he's going to go on the left. No, the right foot banana. No, he changes his mind. Left foot kick. Looked a little off balance when he let it rip.
Since Stevie J had that kick controversially smothered, you remember a few weeks back as Darling and Brown go on with it, Harry O'Brien comes in. The players have been lining up 5 metres out and sprinting quicker than they have done before, and that's what put Darling off the kick. He nearly got it smothered.
And I also don't think they give him the proper 5 metres to us. I reckon it's a little closer. Need to look at that. Here's Blair. Back of the square, the run by O'Brien, impressive. Here's Tarrant on the lead, needs clean hands, got it, turns back on his left boot, little chipping ball into a running opportunity here for Thomas and Hearn. Hearn did well, really well.
Just got great core strength, Shannon Hearn. Daisy Thomas tried to move him off the footy, but was just powerful enough to hold his ground and save the goal.
Gee, Gaff was slow getting rid of that. And Wellingham with a run-down tackle. And Cloak with the mark. Too far out to score, I would have thought. That's Buddy Range from there. High ball, top of the line. Thomas has got himself a free. Dale Thomas has a chance to kick Collingwood's and his third consecutive goal.
Quick ball movement, great defensive forward pressure from Wellingham. Now he jumped up, got it moving to Cloak. Thomas gets a one-on-one, and he's going to kick 3 goals inside the first 7 minutes of the third term, having not kicked one for 5 weeks.
3 goals in 7 minutes for Thomas and Collingwood. They lead by 8. So Shaw has professionally wasted some time then, but not enough, because West Coast clean to Shuey. The overlap run by Gaff, and now the beautiful presentation to Schofield. Schofield is a very, very good runner. Thomas will not catch him. Couple of bounces. 3 now. Schofield along the ground misses. He was a great athlete as a junior, a running champion, and he showed it there.
An 800-metre specialist.
Old school Collingwood pressure. They are really bringing the heat, forcing West Coast to overhandle the ball a little bit in contest, and that's what they love. Then they bring more pressure, create a turnover, and get another entry.
For Solo. Snap across the face.
Well, at the moment, Jared Blair is playing a pretty selfless role on Hearn for the Eagles. He really sets them up from half-back with his intercepts and possession gains, and then he's got that long leg. And look at that. He's lost confidence.
That's just a total look of bemusement there from John Worsfold. Can't understand what happened. Straight out of bounds on the floor. Great reward, this man that Richo just spoke about, playing a fantastic team role, shutting Shannon Hearn's influence out as a tagging forward. Likes his chances here.
He does. Fancies them, does. Right where the 50-metre line intersects the boundary. Told to play on. That's a good thumping ball. I tell you what, if that's not touched, it's a goal. Blair gets it. Collingwood by 17. There's the work on the line. Dawes got the big body there again legally.
Did it well.
The crowd enjoyed it. They waited to see if it was touched, and up they go. Collingwood by 17. And Blair kissing the arm. All over it, Lingy. Kick wide. Looking for Cloak. Swan was able to feather the ball. 38 seconds and ticking. Poor bounce for the Pies, but West Coast make the most of it. Wellingham looking for the runner cracker. Brennan did well. Still time here for West Coast if they can get it moving. Butler and Cox. Now Prittis joins the party. Got to go direct from here. 20 seconds and ticking. Shuey, there's time, there's space here for the West Coast. Nat Nui on the lead. Brown punched it away. The run here is on. McGinnity pumps it inside 50. Jack Darling's got it. He's got it, and he'll kick it after the siren from 15 metres out directly in front. And this is a huge kick, and Nathan Buckley still doesn't know what's happened.
And you could just see what is happening. You could see and Lip read what he was thinking as he ran out through the corridor, and this is massive.
Look at Buckley, he can't believe it. He said, what happened? What happened, he said. Huge kick in the context of this game. Jack Darling directly in front, 20 metres out, goals! West Coast back in business. Loving the work here, the West Coast boys of Jack Darling.
Ground level, he's just making sure that he's side by side, shoulder to shoulder with Natanui, not going to allow him any space to burst through. It's an incredibly powerful unit, Jolly.
Look at that, not allowing him to jump, and I think that'll go against Jolly. And I think that'll be a free kick to Natanui, it is.
Bucks can't believe it, but he'll see the replay, and in working hard, his hand accidentally has slipped up and it's made head-eye contact. And you'll see it here. He's working, and that left hand There was no malice in it, but Jolly shook his head straight away. He just knew that he'd grabbed
there.
A touch of the face, and the free kick has to be paid.
So a goal on the three-quarter time siren from Jack Darling, and now Nat Nui to make it a one-kick game. Comes in, converts the goal. West Coast are within a goal. Mark Klein, the photographer, well-known Melbourne photographer there, having to move his suitcase. Tell you what, Darce, that does look medial, doesn't it? As Doc nailed in a matter of seconds. Darling lessens the angle. Didn't make it work. Big jump at the ball, Mark Kennedy.
Hasn't been sided at all, Josh Kennedy, in this game. Richo, Ben Reed's done a great job. We spoke about him before, but a dangerous player always, this man.
Just looks so dangerous down there. They haven't been tonight, obviously, in the air, but as the game wears on, defenders get tired. If he keeps jumping at the football, opportunities often come late for marking players.
Kennedy with that familiar run-up to put West Coast in front. He's snuck it in, and West Coast lead by 2 points. A final on the G, or a final at all, in fact, out of both sides. Hearn, not a lot of depth in that to Wellingham.
Well, he played really well earlier this year in round 13, young Elliott against the Eagles, took 4 or 5 contested marks.
Sure! Big fly from behind, unfairly, says the umpire. Now West Coast out of defence. That kick is horrible from Beams. Beams sees Goldsack. Goldsack will mark directly in front of goal.
Oh, Andrew Amblin, look at John Worsfold with his hands in his head. He just can't believe. That is just a meltdown. Shaw went up without acceptances, and it was Embley who ran through, and he's just had a brain fade. It's like he stubbed his foot, bursting out of defence. Beams picks it up, kicks back inside 50, and a massive turnover should result in a goal here to Goldsack.
Well, he's directly in front. A good 35 metres out. Tyson Goldsack missed a couple early. In he comes. That looks very, very good. Collingwood back in front.
Solo's back, great defending. He's been doing it for years, Darren Glass, but could have almost been a free kick, avoided it beautifully.
What a game of finals football we're seeing here. Beams from 50, a long ball. Clerk couldn't get it. McKenzie didn't concede. Cracker picks it up, put it over the head. Swan drops the mark, recovers the ball, turns around and kicks the goal. Collingwood have kicked it and they lead by 10. Cracker with a centering ball.
Just that ability of Andy Cracker to kick in such a quick space of time. It's a one-kick grab, same motion, centering ball. Dane Swan now has got a couple. Dale Thomas has got 3, so
would they normally have that many more interchanges, Lingy, than the opposition?
Well, Collingwood are the second most rotating, interchanging team in the competition, and West Coast traditionally pretty low as well. So I'm not surprised by that stat, but it does play a big impact, or it does play a big part late in the game, especially when you consider Collingwood have had the extra break compared to West Coast 6 days.
Okay, West Coast here under enormous pressure. Doc, Wellingham be okay, you think?
Yeah, it's the second time he's had a crack on the nose tonight. He'll be right, BT. Yep.
Thomas picks the ball up on the left, went the left foot, banana missed.
Tell you what, he liked it, Days. He had a little celebration going. A run away left foot banana heading into the left forward pocket, almost the highest degree of difficulty you could go for. And he got a good piece of it, but just not enough to steer it home.
65,483 here tonight to witness this sudden death semi-final. Winner to play Sydney. 9 3/4 minutes left in the game. Anyone's ball game. Blair sharks it, avoids the tackle, went the short ball. Here comes Cloak, gives the handball to Cracker. Cracker, the specialist, kicks around the corner, misses.
Playing that role superbly. He's really been on top of Josh Kennedy, but also, as we said a number of times, filled the space at half-back superbly.
Once it gets to 5 minutes, I reckon it becomes a real clock factor, doesn't it? At the moment, plenty of time for West Coast. 5 minutes, they start to think about the clock and panic can set in. Johnson, Naitanui around the corner. Here's Reid, doesn't go the mark.
But they're giving it everything, the Eagles. They're trying to run. Their forward pressure's been outstanding, but the opposition is just holding up. They've had a huge win around the clearances tonight, plus 11, Collingwood.
They are looking like they're going to score, though, the Eagles, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're pressing.
Tarrant out the back to side bottom with a hurried kick. Bad bounce for the Eagles players. Somehow that got through. That is unbelievable. Goldsack now. Does he take him on? Yes, he does. Took another bounce. He's got an open square. He can put it out in front of Cracker. That he does. Now it's Cracker and Schofield. Schofield and Cracker. Well done, Schofield.
And well done again, Goldsack. His attack on the footy there and his ability to take the game on. The kick just didn't quite have enough legs, but it was a brilliant effort.
Shuey. Back inside, they queue up Rosa. Rosa goes long and deep. Kennedy comes 4 deep. Reid was with him. Pendlebury front and centre. Now Beams. 30th touch for Beams. Wellingham holds the ball in the air as if to signify now's the time to go slow at 4:45. Not so sure about that myself. Like to see another minute off the clock, I guess, if you're a Collingwood player. Here is Schofield back inside. West Coast have got to go now. Embley pounds the ball down in the Naitanui direction. Here's a big chance for West Coast. They've got the numbers around the ball. Hearn's a big kick of the ball. Missed it to Shuey.
And they're Darling one-on-one with Reid deep in the goal square, all on his own.
Swan wants someone deep. Thomas goes deep. Cracker there as well. Here's Thomas, traps the ball. He'll win a goal-saving tackle. Cracker, the specialist, turns his man inside out. Ran out of tarmac. No goal, out of bounds.
The boundary umpire on the spot there. Cracker found some turning space in such a confined area of the ground. It was exciting stuff.
West Coast have to go now. Swan with a handball here. It's a 12-point margin of behind here for Collingwood. Just about kills the game.
That Dane Beams' night again tonight. 30 disposals for the 17th time this year, leading possession gather on the ground. And he was the one they targeted. Scott Selwood went to him, and he's just outrun him.
Side bottom ball held there. He's got to make a legitimate attempt.
He's been able to... When you can have 10 clearances and you're the player being tagged on the ground, you can see Selwood there on Pendlebury at this stoppage, but he's had Beams most of the night. That's a great effort.
Glass doing the ruck work to the run of Hearn. Hearn goes for length, but took his eye off the ball there. Darling around Reid to mark it.
I think you boys got a tweet earlier saying that this man's been the best on ground. I agree completely. He has been fantastic. Just held them up every time, been a real steadying influence. He is a top class player.
And another great mate of John McCarthy is Ben Reid. There's Elliott. So the Collingwood players here at the moment hanging on by 12.
Well, it was all the talk, the Eagles' tall forward line, but Collingwood defence has been outstanding tonight.
Here comes Fasolo from the Johnson kick. Beautiful kick by Johnson.
And a great 100-metre present up there from Alex Fasolo, and they are really into just trying to hold on to the footy at the moment. Collingwood clock ticks down to 2:41.
Cloak takes the mark. 2.5 minutes. 2 goals in it. Stranger things have happened. Cloak a high ball on the head of Jolly, and Naitanui couldn't get to him. And did Darren Jolly just go for the brawn then? Did he just give that a little tweak in that marking contest? Doc, you're a lot closer than I am.
I think he did, Brian. He's talking to he's sure there, but he's obviously going to kick. Just watch this kick now.
See how he kicks that. Looked okay. Ball smacks in. Pendlebury there. Offhand, Shuey. They lock it in, the Pies. A minute 55 and ticking. Cracker somehow to Beams. That's a throw. Should have been a free. Butler for Solo. Schofield. Rose of the run. McGinnity the support. But Collingwood get back. Shaw looking to the fat side, goes short to Johnson. And now they are going to go into time off the clock mode here right now.
And you're getting a great look at their midfield gut runners. 100-metre leads. With a minute remaining, still able to push so hard. And their fitness program under David Butterfin has been extraordinary. Collingwood for the best part of a decade. And you're getting a good look at here how well they're able to run out of game.
Collingwood through Tuvey. Wellingham marks. Any score here will finish the game without any doubt, if it's not already with just 40 seconds on the clock.
You just saw a tiny little smile from Bucks. He looked up.
He wanted to.
He saw the clock. And he knows that it's beyond any doubt now. Well done to him. A lot of pressure for him coming into tonight. He's coached really well.
Sherrod Wellingham. Time ticks down. Wellingham misses to the right-hand side. And Collingwood are going to go into yet another prelim final. I think that'll be 7 of the last 9, perhaps, that they will have played in. Collingwood will win this game. Countdown on now. West Coast were gallant, had their opportunities. Collingwood have won. They'll play Sydney next Friday night.
Good old Collingwood forever. They know how to play the game. Side by side they stick together to uphold the Magpies' name. See the barricades are shouting as all barricades shout. Oh, the premiership's a cakewalk for the good old Collingwood.
Ah, yes. The Pies into yet another prelim final, down to the last 4. Let's get down to Cameron Lane with Dane Beams.
Well done. Just a really brave win by the Collingwood Footy Club tonight.
Yeah, mate, obviously it's been a tough week. You know, personally, we lost a great mate during the week, and you know, I feel for his family, and I just, you know, wish them all the best in what would be a tough time for him. But J-Mac was someone we respected a lot, and I went through a lot with, so he's going to be sorely missed.
Mate, I don't want to hold you too much because I know you're quite emotional about it all, but the effort was a really high, intense, quality game of footy. It's got to give you guys a lot of confidence going forward in this final series.
Yeah, look, mate, we knew it was going to be hard. Finals footy isn't easy, and you know, they served it up to us tonight, and no, we matched them, and that's what we set out to do. And you know, we got a massive challenge next week in Sydney, but it's one all the boys looking forward to, and tonight we can take some real confidence from it.
Well done, mate. Really appreciate your time.
Struggled through the emotion there, did Dane Beams, no question. He mentioned next week against Sydney, the Pies have won the past 7 against Sydney at ANZ Stadium.
Yeah, what a